back to the channel. Now today we're going to be doing another 7-round mock draft. Today we're going to be doing one for the Denver Broncos. We're just going to go ahead and jump right into this. You guys enjoyed the Eagles one a lot, so let's go ahead and get one here for the Denver Broncos. Now we're sitting at pick number 9. Interesting board falling out. We're hitting here. Kyle Pitts. I mean, I really want to go there if he's still there, because Kyle Pitts is definitely one of the best players in this draft. But the Broncos just have so many other holes that I can't go Kyle Pitts. It's definitely between the corners for me. Here between Farley or Surtain. Now, I personally like Surtain better for the Denver Broncos. They run a lot of too high. You really don't. When you're running a lot of too high, you get a lot of safety protection over the top. That's part of the reason they had so much success against the Kansas City Chiefs, if you watch, is because with that too high, you're not going to get beat deep as much. You're taking people away from the run and putting them for the deep. So you don't have to. Speed isn't as much of an issue at corner if you have too high, because you got that protection over the top. And that's the Surtain's one weakness is really his speed. So he's not that slow, but she's just not super fast. So I think he'll be perfect in Denver. Caleb Farley's more of a physical specimen. He still has some more growing to do, where Surtain's ready to play day one, and I think he'll be great day one. So I'm going to go Patrick Surtain at pick number 9. Really, either one of those corners would be great, and I wouldn't be mad if they pick Kyle Pitts either, because somehow Kyle Pitts is still on the board at... Is Kyle Pitts going to make it out of the first round? Okay, no, there's no way. Okay. So, hell, I'm an Eagles fan, and if the Eagles get Kyle Pitts in the second round, that would be insane. Bit of a weird way that this draft fell out, but hey, we're back up on the board at pick number 40 in the second round. There's a couple Christian Barmore is a really good pick right here. I'm definitely like Trayvon Moehrig. Definitely be another great guy. Pair him with Justin Simmons back there. That would be another great pick. Wyatt Davis and Creed Humphrey definitely could use some help on the interior O-line. I think when I was looking earlier, I had Levi Wuzariki here. Another one. Basically, we're looking interior line, O-line or D-line. And I'm going to go here Christian Barmore. I think he's the best player available. I think he's definitely a first-round talent. Christian Barmore, so if he's still here in the second round, that's a great pick. He can slide in inside or outside. I think he played more inside at Alabama, more as a true nose, but I think he can play it all. He's definitely refined. I really like him as a prospect. He's definitely my DT number 1 with a Wuzariki number 2 behind him. So either one of those guys I think would be a good pick. I just personally like Barmore a little bit better there. Now we're going to be moving back into round 3. Some of the other places I still want to attack that secondary some more. Another corner, safety. Definitely want to look at the linebackers. Maybe add some depth at receiver and O-line. And then possibly a running back. A running back wouldn't be a bad pick for the future either. So back here, Richie Grant. There's a lot of players falling in this draft, and Richie Grant would be another interesting guy still on the board in the 3rd round. The last time I did one, actually, I think I'm getting Lee McNeil, but since we got Barmore, we do not need that. So I'm realistically, Jamin Davis. Right now, I'm debating between Richie Grant would be a great option. We did already attack the secondary, but he still could use a safety. Richie Grant can play it all. He can slide down and be your nickel corner. He can be your top safety. I mean, he can do whatever you want, so he would definitely be a great pick. Jamin Davis, I think he's a second round for sure. Maybe some people don't think first round. I think second round linebacker for Jamin Davis, so that would be a great pick in the 3rd. Edge, I'm not liking a lot right now. Running back is a place that I want to go in this draft, because with Philip Lindsay leaving, I think you could use another guy to pair back there with Melvin Gordon. But I don't think I need to attack it this early in the 3rd round. So realistically, it's between Jamin Davis and Richie Grant for me. And I'm going to go Jamin Davis. I think it's just a bigger need. You have not really anything at linebacker other than Josie Jewell, who I don't even think is that great. And then you have Alexander Johnson, who's decent, but you definitely need some more depth at linebacker. Jamin Davis is definitely a high talent. That would be a great pick for Jamin Davis in the 3rd. Now we're back here in the 4th. Darius Washington would actually complement Justin Simmons pretty well. I think that would definitely be a great option for us. Tight end, maybe a backup tight end. Not really feeling that. Chuba's a guy I've had a couple times in mock drafts to the Broncos too. Kind of like a Philip Lindsay, very fast. He's a track star downhill, so Chuba could be an interesting to replace that Philip Lindsay role Ooh, I like. So realistically, yeah, between Chuba and Ardarius Washington. And with our picks so far, we've attacked all defense. So I'm going to go ahead and help out our offense actually and get Chuba Hubbard here. Ardarius Washington will be a great pick there too, but I just want to help out the offense a little. Drew Lock definitely needs some help. He's been struggling the last couple of years. You're going to give him one more year, so why not give him some guy like Chuba who can go back there, and he might be a stud. I love Chuba Hubbard. Moving into the 5th round, still all kind of the same needs. The safety board, Tyree Gillespie. There's always that one guy every round at safety that I'm looking at, definitely debating for the Broncos. A couple good corners still on the board. If you want to double dip in corner, Keith Taylor and Tate Gowan are definitely guys I would be happy picking here in the 5th round. Edge rusher, you could look at a guy like Jordan Smith, maybe Tony here. I don't like the value as much at edge right here. Jordan Smith would definitely not be a bad pick. However, interior O-line, tackle, I mean, unless you want a receiver, a couple guys, K. Johnson could be a decent depth receiver in the slot for you guys. Daz Newsome, Anthony Schwartz, some guys maybe a little more outside. I'm going to go Tyree Gillespie, though. I really like some of his tape. I mean, if you watch him, he was one of the only guys in college football that could actually defend Kyle Pitts, and he did a damn good job against Kyle Pitts. So he's a guy that he's a very good chess piece to use in that defense. I think it'd be really interesting to see what he could do on the Broncos. Now here up in the 6th round, I'm pretty much not only going to go offense. Depends on how the board falls out, but I definitely want to attack this offense. We've gotten a lot of defense so far, and I think that's what the Broncos need. They have a great receiving core. Their O-line they're not too strong on the O-line, but they're also not weak anywhere really on the O-line. Got a running back already. Other than that, the offense is pretty good, just some depth that you need. The defense is really what I believe needs the most help, defense and quarterback, but we're not going quarterback for the sake of this one. We're going to go. We already got a lot of defense, so now we're going to be looking back in receiver. I'm actually going to get the guy I was just talking about, K. Johnson, smaller school at South Dakota State, did incredibly well at the one-on-ones of the Senior Bowl, which I don't put too much value in, but it's a good thing to see if someone is balling out there. Definitely could be a great slot receiver, kind of him and KJ Hamler can rotate in and out. I mean, receiver is a position or one of those positions that you need a lot of depth in, so it's never going to hurt, especially late round is where you can find a lot of depth for your receiver core. Now, back up on the board, we got 2 7th-round picks to finish out the draft. And we definitely could attack O-linemen if there's anyone that we like here. No one that's really piquing my interest at tackle or interior O-line. Definitely want to go O-line. I'm just not, I'll be honest with you guys, I'm not as familiar with the later round O-linemen, especially interior. I haven't watched a lot of that, so I'm not as high on any of these guys. There's definitely some value at corner. Marco Wilson, definitely intriguing at this spot. Trey Norwood is one of my favorites. I really like Trey Norwood. He could be interesting. He's a bit of a smaller guy, could play kind of slot corner. Already gotten a lot of secondary here. We've gotten Gillespie and Surtain. I think Trey Norwood, because like it says he's a safety, I think he could definitely play slot corner and help out there. Receivers, you could double dip again in receiver. It's probably not looking running back. You could go with a guy like Ian Book. Proven track record in college, won some big games. Doesn't have too high of an upside, but you could go with a guy like this here to back up Drew Lock and hope maybe he turns into something. That wouldn't be a bad decision, I wouldn't think, by any means. I'm going to go Trey Norwood here. I think he's just the best player available on the board still, in my opinion. And he's a chess piece, like I said, he can play slot corner or he can play safety. 4-year starter down there at Oklahoma. I believe his rookie year was the year that Baker Mayfield got drafted. So, or was he played with Baker Mayfield? So, yeah, I think Trey Norwood's the best player available on the board. I would go there. Now with our next pick, I like Taron Jackson. You definitely could use an edge to not really replace anyone, but an edge that can be in there because Von Miller's old. And with Bradley Chubb, D-line, you rotate in and out a lot, especially with Von Miller getting older. I don't know how long he's going to be there. Get another edge, either Jonathan Cooper or Taron Jackson. Both edge guys I wouldn't be against taking at this point in the draft. Like I said, we could go Ian Book still. You know what? I'm gonna go with Taron Jackson. and get him as depth. Hopefully he can learn from Von Miller, and hopefully maybe in a couple years he can be ready to replace Von Miller. I don't know, but you're kind of getting that as just some depth there, which is definitely what the Broncos need, a lot of depth. So now here on the board with our last pick in the draft at 255, right near the end of the draft, this is where I'm going to do it. Ooh, actually, I think I'm going to get a quarterback. I'm looking between Zach Thomas and Ian Book, though. I'm going to go Ian Book. Proven track record. I mean, he's won some big games. Why not throw in a 7th round pick? He's going to back up Drew Lock. Drew Lock gets hurt. He definitely has some upside. Like I said, he's played at a big school, won some big games. I think he's a decent quarterback prospect. Hit rates are just so low anyway on quarterbacks not taken in the first round even. Nonetheless, mid-rounds are still low too, so I don't think it'd be a bad pick. That's going to round out lots of defense in this class. I think that's what the Broncos need most is depth on their defense. Get yourself a couple weapons in Cade Johnson and Chuba Hubbard to help that offense out just a little bit, but really that secondary gets a whole overhaul, which is definitely what the Broncos need. And I think this would be a great draft if the Broncos come out with all of this ammunition. Let me know yet again in the comments if there's any team you guys want to see me do another 7-round mock draft for. And anyways, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.